Our next question is from Monterey County Supervisor, the Honorable Fernando Armenta.
Senator John McCain, about 10% of our nation's active duty enlisted military are Latinos. Latinos represent about 17.5% of our frontline forces, performing some of the most dangerous field operations in Iraq. Latino voters in our forums express a profound concerns with our military presence here. Let me stop here before I conclude. Out of respect for NALEO, I volunteered for this question because you know firsthand. I volunteered, and there's deep emotion in concluding my question because I'm a proud Vietnam veteran. I'm also a proud father of a U.S. Marine that served in Iraq with the 1st Marine Division. There's very few elected officials that have sons and daughters that served in Iraq and also lost sons and daughters. And about a year ago, in conclusion, it was a privilege, it was an honor, but it was a sad thing to do, was to join the family of Victor Gonzalez, a Marine killed in Iraq, in the Anbar province. So with that in mind, as our next President, Senator McCain of the United States, what is your vision for the future policy towards Iraq? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My friends, the war has been long and frustrating, and enormous sacrifice has been made. After our initial military victory, the war was terribly mishandled. We paid a very heavy price in the sacrifices that were made. I went over there early on, saw that it was failing, came back and said we have to have a new strategy. I was severely criticized by Republicans for being disloyal and others. We now have adopted that new strategy and we are winning. It's very fragile what's winning. It's very fragile. And I just met with, the fact is that we can withdraw. We can withdraw with honor, and we can withdraw in victory. And we will withdraw. And we will because we are succeeding in Iraq. And the strategy is succeeding. And the facts on the ground obviously show that. And so the risk of setting a date for withdrawal means that we would have a wider war. It means to me you'd see increasing Iranian influence. It means you would see al-Qaeda establish a beachhead, and you would see greater conflict amongst the different militias and groups there. Now we see a government that is beginning to function. They have a long way to go. But I see a stable ally and friend in the region, and I believe, as you well know, sir, that defeat of the military is a terrible thing for us to handle. I believe we can come home with victory and honor and not in defeat. I just conclude by mentioning one brief story, since you mentioned the family of a brave young American who sacrificed. I was at a town hall meeting in Wolfboro, New Hampshire. Last August, a woman stood up and said, "Senator McCain, would you do me the honor of wearing a bracelet with my son's name on it, Matthew Stanley?" He was killed. He was 22 years old. He was killed in combat outside of Baghdad just before Christmas last year. I said I would be honored to wear this bracelet. And then she said, "Senator McCain, but I want you to promise me one thing. I want you to promise me you'll do everything in your power to make sure that my son's death was not in vain." My friends, I want to be president because I believe I can inspire a generation of Americans to serve a cause greater than their self-interest. There's nothing nobler. And this is the best and the best prepared and the most professional and the finest and bravest group of Americans we've ever had serving this nation in uniform today. I know you're proud of them.